So I'm trying to level up a Smurf account that I can play on, and I'm in a normal game, pre-level 30, and this Ornn is upset that he has a Kai'Sa jungle. So he started just running it down. Oh. Well, give me that shutdown. Every time he dies, he types, better jungle wins, report Kai'Sa. Just over and over and over. In a pre-level 30 normal game, because he's mad at his jungler. Jungle report, classic. He just runs down top and gets caught over and over again on purpose, all because he has a Kai'Sa jungle. Oh, we're surrendering. Good. Thank God for that. We got 4 votes, but we're only 15 minutes in, so we need 5. Okay, of course not. No, of course. Surrender vote number 2. Failed. So they're talking about doing a 1v1. And the Ornn's confident she can't win him, so we should find out, shouldn't we? It'll be a right laugh. Be the most fun I've had all day. Yeah, I don't think he wants to 1v1 you. He won. Wait, he won. He won. He's gonna do it. Yes. Yes. He said yes. He said yes. Kai'Sa wants to know what champion they're gonna play. None of your business. It's none of your business what he's gonna play. Don't be so rude. And by the end of this game, he had died an almighty 12 times and had done nothing but type in chat the entire time. I've got a friend's request. It's happening. I've never been more hyped in my whole life. Yeah, we've been here for a good few minutes now, and I don't think the guy's going to show. I think he's chickened out. Maybe if I add him as a friend. Like, I think this is his account. Again, look, this is his account. That's the Ornn game, where he entered his face off. How do I add him? How do I add a friend? I don't remember how to do it. Oh yeah, it's over here, isn't it? I have to type his name into this little box. Oh, wait, the game started. It's happening. I added him for no reason. It's actually happening. The showdown of the century begins now. So, we have the Fizz. This is the guy who was the Ornn. He entered his face off because he's an asshole. This is the Yasuo. This guy was Kai'Sa last game. We're rooting for him. And this is me. I'm just ready to here for the ride, basically. Good luck, lad. You can do it. We've walked to the middle. There's plenty of time to walk to the middle, and I don't know where the Fizz is. I haven't seen him yet. He's bought items. Oh, there he is. I found him. So here it is. The battle of the century. Oh, he missed his Q. Wait. Wait, no, the Fizz never wins this against the Yasuo. Literally ever. He's dead. Yeah, the Fizz is dead. That was it. That was the whole fight. That's the whole fight. There it goes. What an anticlimax. That was literally it. That's the Yasuo free. This guy, yeah, we all saw it. The Fizz won. He's playing 1v2. Listen, he's playing 1v2. It isn't fair. It's not fair that we can. This isn't a real test of skill because the Fizz is playing 1v2. Jesus Christ! Instant feedback report. Your recent report of an unsportsmanlike player was verified and a penalty was issued. I wonder who that was for. 1 penalty prevents most players from disrupting it. That can't be true, surely. That last line can't be true. Because people int and flame all the time, right? Thanks for the assist. Thanks, Riot. Thank you. Good job. League of Legends is an infamously toxic game. Its toxicity is even known by those who have never played the game before. In fact, I've had real-life friends tell me that the toxic community is part of the reason why they won't try the game. I just gave you a little bit of a snippet of that beautiful homegrown toxicity that we all know and love, and as viewed from a distance, it's quite funny, isn't it? But if I was on my main account, in a ranked game, and this guy was pulling all these stunts, I wouldn't have been quite so jolly and joking around about it. In fact, I would have been very, very angry about it. And oh boy, when this sort of thing happens, does League of Legends make me angry. I've played many multiplayer games in my time, and I've never been much of a rager. Everyone gets frustrated at their games every now and then, but I've never been that stereotypical flamer. but League of Legends brings me really close to it. There's just something about this game that makes me feel angrier than any other game can possibly make me. But why is this? What is it about League of Legends that actually makes it such a rage-inducing game? I've been thinking about this for a very long time, because I've seen League of Legends affect other people in this same way. I've seen people who are generally calm and level-headed go absolutely mental at the first sign of defiance from their jungler. And I've seen people literally walk straight down the middle of the lane over and over again until the game ends. This phenomenon happens in every game, right? Every game will have its own population of toxic players and rages, but League seems to turn even the calmest of monks into angry gremlins in solo queue. In 2014, League of Legends averaged 27 million daily players, making it not only the most popular game in the world, but the most popular multiplayer game in history. In 2020, the game's player base is not at its peak, but it's still rumoured to be the most popular multiplayer game in the world right now, though Riot hasn't actually released any concrete player numbers in a while, so it is an estimate. But with a bigger player base comes more toxicity. Let's say 10% of all gamers are toxic. If League has 8 million concurrent players, then 800,000 of those players are toxic. Another less popular game might only have 1 million concurrent players, meaning there are only 100,000 toxic players online. Now 10% is obviously a very high estimate, but regardless of that, the bigger the player base, the bigger the number of toxic players the game has. The size of the player base doesn't affect your odds of getting a toxic player on your team. 10% is still 10%, but it does affect the broader online community of the game. A larger number of toxic players means that Reddit pages, Discord servers, in-game clubs, and even Twitch chats can all become polluted with more toxic people than most other games. When the broader online community surrounding a game becomes tainted with this toxicity, so much as to even have toxicity be glorified by a number of famous players and streamers, it means that going into a game will instantly put you on edge. When I play Valorant, I go into a game and I do my thing, and if someone starts flaming, that sucks, but I just mute them and move on. But when I play League of Legends, I'm mentally preparing myself in the loading screen that I'm going to get called a slur in the in-game chat within the first 5 minutes, and that sort of atmosphere around the game puts the entire player base on edge. The entire player base put on edge by this air of toxicity means that the default assumption is that anything that someone types is intended as flame, and people get ultra defensive about bad plays they make because of this. This issue is made worse in a server like EU West because there are multiple languages spoken on this server. If I type something to someone who doesn't speak great English or any English at all, they might just assume I'm flaming them and start flaming me back. If someone types to me in French, I pretty much always assume that they're flaming me. The moment you get into a game, there is a chat box in the bottom left corner. You can type whatever you want into this chat box, and the anonymity of the internet will keep you mostly safe from any consequences. So when something goes wrong, someone is going to call someone some nasty things, because the repercussions for doing so are very, very minor. Games like Hearthstone, Mortal Kombat, and Smash Bros. Don't have in-game chats that you can immediately just type into and start flaming someone. You have to add the opponent as a friend before you can say a single word to them, which, for most sane people, stops them from doing so in the first place. The other reason that these three games don't have as much toxicity is having to work with other people as a team can very easily cause frustration and anger. Having to work as a team with 4 other piss randoms that I have very low expectations of is guaranteed to cause frustration and anger. Hearthstone, Mortal Kombat, and Smash Bros. Don't have as much toxicity, not only because of the lack of an in-game chat, but also because if you lose, it's probably your own fault, and most people can see that. But in League of Legends, you're always able to pass the blame onto someone else, even if it would be completely delusional to do so. And this happens a lot. Some players will admit that they messed up a play, but most won't. There are few things more frustrating than watching someone do something cripplingly stupid, that you couldn't have stopped them from doing, and you have no control over what stupid thing they're going to do next. The only thing that could possibly make it more frustrating is when they try and tell you that it's your fault, and the moment that you make a mistake, your entire team breaks out the ping. Pings are extremely important to League of Legends. The game doesn't have an in-game voice chat for you to instantly tell your teammates what your plan is, and typing out where you want to go and what you want to do is far too time-consuming to do on the fly. So the game has pings, which are useful for communicating simple ideas to your team in an attempt to better cooperate with them without having to actually say anything to them. But Riot made a very, very big mistake when they first added these pings, and they haven't fixed it since they were first added. This is the missing ping. It is intended to be used to communicate that your lane opponent is missing. You can't see them and you don't know where they are on the map. They are missing. Look, it even says that I'm signaling that enemies are missing in the in-game chat. But do you see the mistake they made? Do you see the problem with it? It's a giant yellow question mark that makes an intensely obnoxious sound whenever it appears on your screen. Whenever you make a mistake, 4 other people have the ability to drop a giant yellow question mark on top of your head that has an obnoxious sound effect to accompany it. And they can do it 6 times each before the ping is put on cooldown. The missing ping is the most versatile ping in the entire game. Your teammate did something stupid, missing ping. Enemy team did something stupid, missing ping. Teammate did something incredible, missing ping. Enemy missing? Missing ping. When League of Legends was first released, there was no role queue or formal meta to follow, but players quickly figured out the most effective way to play the game. The community of League of Legends figured out a role system a very long time ago. There are 3 lanes, so you send 1 person top, 1 person mid, and you send 2 people bot lane. This has been the most effective way to play the game for a very long time, so much so that Riot has actually adopted it as the official way to queue for a game, where you queue up for your specific role. There's 5 people per team in a League of Legends game, and only 4 of them go to a specific lane. One of them has the role of the jungler. They don't go to a specific lane, but instead they clear the neutral jungle creatures between the lanes instead. Their sole purpose is to kill these monsters and then roam around the map, killing other people. This means that if you're one of the 4 players who is playing in a lane, there is always the chance that another player is going to emerge from the trees to outnumber you and kill you in what feels like an unfair fight. There's nothing actually unfair about it. There's lots of things you can do to avoid a jungle gank, most of which involve using wards to see ganks coming before they actually arrive. But despite this, it certainly feels unfair when you don't see them coming and get 2v1'd and killed, even if it isn't actually unfair at all. The entire role of the jungler serves as a way to frustrate the 4 other players in the game. It's even a strategy for some players to intentionally repeatedly gank the player who's typing in all chat because he's clearly mad, so tilting him further helps you win the game. League of Legends is a Moba, and most MOBAs are, for the most part, designed around items, experience, and gold. Killing someone grants you gold and XP. Killing minions grants you gold and XP. Killing towers grants you gold and XP. In a MOBA, the strong get stronger, so if your lane opponent kills you, they get experience points that allow them to level up their abilities, and they get gold that allows them to buy items. The lane opponent killing you makes them objectively more powerful than you are. This means that dying early on into a game feels like the end of the world, and the average game lasts for about 30 minutes, so your mistake lingers with you for the next 30 minutes of your life. This also means that when you die early, your teammates start to feel those same feelings of dread too, because they also have to deal with the consequences of your early mistake. Because the strong get stronger and mistakes are punished heavily, it makes it all too easy to feel completely hopeless in a game that you're stuck in for 30 minutes or more. So after all of the anguish you've just experienced, you did poorly in the game, your entire team flamed you for it, you got spam pinged, you got ganked by the enemy jungler 19 times, your teammates were just as useless as you were, and someone started intentionally feeding towards the end of the match. You've experienced all of this, and now you're in the post-game lobby. And you report some of your teammates for the things that they said and did in the game. You wait for a moment in the client to see if there's an instant feedback report, but there's nothing. You get up to go make a drink, maybe you get some food, you come back to your computer, and there's still no instant feedback report. You queue up for another game, and you queue into all of those same players. They are still here, not even chat restriction. And you have to repeat the experience all over again. Riot's in-game report system is quite frankly pathetic. Their system is overly eager at banning people for saying mean things, so much so that you'll get banned for just typing too much, but people will literally run down mid over and over until the game ends for 15 games straight and will go unbanned. This guy played 81 games of Amumu in Iron 4 with a 2% win rate before getting banned. A 2% win rate. The statistical average win rate is about 50%. He had a 2% win rate in 81 games. He's clearly trying to have a 2% win rate, but it took him 81 games to get banned. There is also a North American player who is somehow hacking into accounts and playing Pike support with Smite and following around the jungler and stealing their farm for as many games as possible in a row until they get banned. This account in particular even inted a famous streamer who then tweeted about it, and Riot still hasn't done anything about it at the time of writing. The only thing more frustrating than being trolled, griefed, threatened and inted is knowing that the person who's doing it won't be punished. But if you flame them for running it down, you'll get banned. So did we answer the question? Why does League of Legends make people so angry? Well, there's no one single thing. It's the combination of a vast number of different factors that have accumulated over the past 10 years to create a very toxic environment in a game that is otherwise extremely fun. I personally can't think of any other game that has all of these attributes combined, but feel free to correct me if I'm wrong. League of Legends has a legacy of trolls and flamers. The game is revered for being toxic and rage-inducing, and the game even has streamers who built their careers off of toxicity. But the only people who can truly bring an end to League's toxic streak is Riot themselves. Thanks for watching.